I just went to the fucking bathroom. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I said I'll go to the bathroom, come back up, motherfucker stream. I had an error code on it. All right, PlayStation, y'all keep fucking with me, man. Oh, now I gotta fucking flip the camera back. Yeah, I really don't know what happened. Hmm. All right. All right, so everybody's still pretty hyped for Starfield, even with like some big criticism. Still pretty hyped. And here's somebody else, another game reviewer. Yes, it's amazing. Starfield is really that good. Spoiler free review. It better be spoiler free. Because I can't watch nobody play the game. I don't want to see that.
It's applying for residency right now. Wish me luck. Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application.
We finally made it to Starfield review day, and hot damn, it's been a tumultuous past few months. Big game, big hype, even bigger drama, but we are here. And I, for one, am grateful that the wait is finally over. So let's fling open the vault doors and step out into the great universe beyond. Thank you to the crew over at Bethesda. I was given access to the game a full 2 weeks early, and I've tried to make good use of my time with Starfield. Now, after logging nearly 60 hours and hitting all parts of this game, there are two facts that have been made abundantly clear to me. First is that Starfield is massive, not only in the sheer size of the universe itself, but in meaningful content available to players. This is a game that will measure time played in months, not hours. And the second is that over those 60 hours, I saw a big fat 0 on the bug scoreboard, confirming that this is the smoothest, most polished Bethesda launch product we've ever seen. Welcome back to the channel. It's Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear, and here it is, my spoiler-free Starfield early review. And as you can probably tell from my voice, the gaming experience on tap was awesome. It's Oblivion in space with a different style of world building and exploration. Now, there are a few items that are not up to snuff, and my critiques will point those out to you, but there's a lot packed into my review, and I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts.
I got you covered, Buzz Lightyear.
Greatly appreciated. Of course, chapters are ready and available for an easy viewing experience, and away we go.
Yo, Shaman, what's good, bro? If you spoil it, it's cinema virus. Nobody better not spoil this shit.
My PC rig is
but at the same time, like,
overkill.
if I don't watch gameplay, I think gameplay right now is the only way I can spoil it for myself, because I have been keeping up with every little bit of Starfield news, like you say, for months now. Like, I've heard everything. I watched videos, like when they did their when Todd Howard actually did like a 20-minute preview of it, and then you got people breaking down every single frame of the game, and they already figured out all the specs and all this other shit. Yeah, I don't watch all that shit, but I don't want to see actual gameplay. At the new job doing IT, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Congratulations, bro. Started from the bottom, now we here. I mean, see, I work in information technologies now, my nigga. Fuck all that other shit. You need me to reroute your router? Got you covered. You need me to put how many people on the same system to work with the same file? I got you covered. Don't worry about it. I'm getting hungry already. I don't know, man. This new strain I got, bro. That shit give me the munchies like nothing else, bro. Like, what the fuck? I can normally make it about 6 o'clock, 6:30 before I eat dinner. Man, as soon as I be smoking this shit now, I mean, right now, it ain't even 5 o'clock, but I feel like I'm about to fucking starve right now. Oh, I need to get me some snacks up here or something. Stop smoking that weed, one of the two. Cause god damn, what the fuck they put in that shit? Shit got me stupid hungry.
Making use of an AMD Threadripper Pro 3975WX, 3090 GPU, and 256 gigs of RAM, but it is purpose-built to handle huge 4K render jobs, and in its free time does stunt work for Cyberdyne systems. Using a mix of ultra and high settings, Starfield will generate FPS in the 50s in heavily populated areas on my setup and bounce up to the 60s when I hit outer space. Varied lighting effects, shadows, textures for the most part, and color palette all look to be present and looking pretty good. In general, Starfield is a good-looking game that at times looks great, especially when outside the city limits. Now, once my recording software was switched off, I saw a 5 to 7 FPS bump, which was something we were alerted to in our review copy packets. And DLSS could be useful here once it is modded into the game. Now, 3 items that could be of great benefit to the settings menu are a field of view slider, frame limiter cap, and decent benchmark tool, all extremely valuable and all missing. Starfield presents an interesting dichotomy in graphical fidelity because it's capable of showcasing some highly detailed and stunning biomes, environments, and structures, but can then turn around and give you a glimpse of the old Sega Genesis cutting-edge visuals. Pop-in at medium to longer draw distances is present, and once you focus on textures that are slightly off your main sight lines, you'll see that either the game engine itself or FSR just can't do the math fast enough to give you crisp fidelity across the entire image. Bug eye syndrome does show up in larger non-essential NPC crowds, and details like realistic hair physics and skin tone and complexion are still lacking. You can definitely see the improvements over Fallout 4 or Skyrim, and when you are planetside or out in space, Starfield can produce some amazingly beautiful visuals. Just expect it to scale back the minute you touch down in a populated starport. Gunplay is fast-paced and tight. Not Battlefield tight, but dramatically improved over the floatiness of Fallout 4 or the general disposal varies widely, and there's something here for every type of playstyle. You've got rifles with varied fire types like full auto or 3-round burst, energy weapons, grenade launchers, railguns, and even a portable mini Gatling gun. I tried a John Wick setup with a silenced handgun and shotty, which I highly recommend. There's also the option to just go only use me blades with combat knives, axes, and swords. Or for the ultimate Mike Tyson punch-out enthusiast, you can turn your targets into chunky tomato soup using only your fists. And of course, the Splinter Cell stealth mode is always a popular option here. No matter which way I went, the controls overall felt tight and steady. Feedback when connecting with targets was instant, and recoil was predictable. AI gets a nod here as well, as enemy combatants no longer charge mindlessly at your position. You will see a varied mix of melee rushers, mid-range shootouts, and various explosives hurled at your position. Enemy soldiers now attempt to use cover and strafe, while heavier veteran targets feature a segmented armor bar, giving them Fallout level of resistance, but now in a compressed display directly over their heads instead of at the very top of the screen. VATS are a thing of the past, so it's mano-a-mano as you blast your way across the universe. There's also all types of robotics hell-bent on ending your space adventures, and creatures vary from docile to extremely aggressive, with some quests ending with boss battles versus huge beasties requiring patience and a metric ton of ammo. Loot drops pretty much from anywhere, from anything, and typically the higher level target that is downed, the higher the chances of getting the best loot. Rare, epic, and legendary tiers of gear, weapons, and resources are out there, and each tier of gear will add on one additional bonus effect. Lockpicking supply caches is also very useful in this regard and can be upgraded as part of your skill tree. Consumables are very much that X factor, the extra flavoring in this recipe of disaster. And there's everything here, from extra melee damage to damage resistance to increased movement speeds. Out of ammo? Get pumped up on Starfield's equivalent of Jet and Psycho. Pull out your old axe and go full Last of the Mohicans, because the clock is ticking and the universe is calling. Now, aiding in the speed of Starfield's combat is the newly added third dimension of verticality via the boost pack, both in and out of combat. You'll find yourself bringing down death from above or boosting into the fray, and the difficulty ramps up as the gravity goes down. Zero-G or near zero-G combat is intense and takes planning, but when cranked up to full throttle, combat becomes this frenetic ballet of sprinting and shooting, hurling explosives, boost packing to vantage points, popping med packs like candy, and looting down bodies mid-combat for even more supplies. It's gritty, pseudo-tactical, rewarding, and I loved every damn second of it. until you hit the orbital boosters into space, and this was really hit or miss for me, starting off with flying your ship in space combat. I came to grips with it, but I never truly embraced it. You see, ship controls, especially using mouse and keyboard, are both floaty and lethargic. I ended up dialing back the sensitivity to near 0 just to give me some semblance of control, but it was like wrestling against Andre the Giant each and every time I entered the fray. Oftentimes you were thrust into these 4v1 battles, or even these random legendary ship encounters, and having full mastery of your ship's controls is imperative for victory, and I just never felt comfortable with this part of Starfield. Gauging turn angles or bank angles is difficult due to the limited FOV, and there's also a mechanic of salvaging destroyed ships for ship parts, which are essentially health kits used for hull repairs, and locking onto these things and bringing them into your inventory while in full-on combat is next to impossible. Both of these items could get better with adjustments, but as it stands, this was my least favorite part of the entire game. Outside of combat, boarding your spacecraft and blasting off into space is a thrill each and every time. Hearing the thrusters with that overdriven bassy note of distortion hitting you in the center of your chest like a Woozer set on level 10 just never gets old. Once a system is discovered and unlocked, as long as it's within grav drive distance, you can dial it up, fold space, and be there in a matter of seconds. Planets and moons can be scanned from space for a general idea of point of interest locations and resources, and these scan results can be further enhanced through your skill trees. Now, technically, you can fly from planet to planet within a system, but it will take you a bit of time, even using your ship's limited boost reserves. Or you can use the fast travel system, at which time you get a brief animation and you arrive at your destination a few seconds later. Landing on planets gives you the option to choose an area of interest, or you can just randomly pick a zone and put her down there. It's your call, with full planet exploration available, but not continuous circumnavigation. Now, once planetside, the sky's the limits for climates and weather conditions. Burning radiation, freezing cold, raging dust storms out of nowhere, even day and night cycles, you're going to be seeing it all. And if you are exposed to these conditions, even wearing a full-on protective spacesuit, that can lead to you getting afflictions such as hypothermia, radiation poisoning, and a whole lot more. And here's where having the good sense to stock up on your space brews and potions really pays off. Flora and fauna can be farmed and scanned for cataloging, random structures can be searched for loot, larger areas could be inhabited, either by friendlies or the other sort, and depending on your talents chosen here when first creating your character, you could end up getting jumped by bounty hunters, which also happens in space. Running around planetside makes you appreciate your oxygen bar, essentially your stamina meter, and increasing that for later in the game is not a bad idea. And here's where you also get to take full advantage of those booster packs. Options abound here, and Starfield gives you back as much as you give. Through the robust character creator, allowing for hours of customization, down to the literal arch of your eyebrows and optional scarring, to the position of tattoos and your character's neck shape, there's enough detail here to make a 3-hour-long breakdown video and still not cover it all. Same with the ship customization.
That's what I already know, yo. If I get that shit, it'll take me a couple hours just to make my character.
Outgrow your aging starter spacecraft and need to stretch your interstellar wings to better and further destinations. And here is where you can either purchase a prefab ship or go full handy-manny and take an existing ship frame and create your own. In my near 60 hours of log playtime, I tried out both. They each have pros and cons. You see, purchasing a prefab unit is simple. No fuss, no muss, but there is a significant bump in the price tag for one of these units because you're paying for the convenience factor. Modifying an existing frame or going full ground-up construction is both rewarding and allows for some unique designs, but forces you to learn the snap map functionality of building something from scratch, requiring the patience of a saint as you go through tons of trial and error. Now, in the end, I spent about 10 minutes creating my character and 2 hours sculpting my buzzkiller bird of prey ship, complete with blacked out paint job and more firepower than the damn Death
That's something else too. Like you can build your character and then build your spaceship. Man, that's hours of gameplay right there alone. That should be more hours of gameplay than the whole game of story mode of Call of Duty. Just where you're fucking
And each
tweaking your
background
characters and
includes
your
3
spaceships.
skills, already with the first prerequisite unlocked. After that, 3 more challenge levels will need to be met, and points spent to reach mastery level on
You don't
skill.
know nothing? Oh,
4
bro.
points total.
Jeez. But, like I keep saying, you gotta have a fucking Xbox to play that shit now. Why? What's good with that, man? A paint? Yeah, I don't know about this paint thing in here, man. About to paint it up. Listening to some Starfield reviews. Cause I've been super, I don't know, man. I got mixed feelings because once again, I really do love Bethesda games. I've been playing them for years. I'm always excited for a new Bethesda game, and now they're owned by Microsoft, and so I gotta have an Xbox or at least Xbox Game Pass to play Bethesda games now. After I've never ever had an issue playing their games for years, and so now I feel some type of way about it. Because it's about to come out and I don't have the hardware to actually play it. And this is the first time in a while where I don't have both consoles. Because for the last 2 generations I've had both consoles, the Xboxes and the PlayStations. And now with this new gen shit, it's so expensive I couldn't justify buying both of them, knowing that I don't know, like Microsoft doesn't have as many exciting exclusives as PlayStation, and that's why I just chose not to get one this round because it's super expensive and you don't have exclusives. But now they do. Son of a bitch. Now they got hella exclusives. They not release Starfield on PlayStation. Stop, bro. Microsoft not playing that shit. They just bought that company, man. They're not. No, ain't nobody on ain't no Starfield on PlayStation. Cause if it was, somebody would have been reviewing that shit already. I think not. Nah, Microsoft
Most
ain't.
anticipated game of 2023 is scheduled for its full release on September 6th. Bethesda has been developing this project for quite a few years, and people are super excited to immerse themselves in the captivating gameplay and discover what mysteries lie beyond the stars. Gamers who lean towards Sony's gaming consoles might have initially presumed that Starfield will be released on multiple platforms, including both PlayStation and Xbox consoles. Following the footsteps of Bethesda's previous franchises, The Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Unfortunately, that's not the case this time. Starfield will not be available on PlayStation consoles. Starfield is set to launch exclusively on Xbox Series X, NES, and PC, as confirmed by Aaron Greenberg. The official Starfield gameplay reveal trailer has also listed these platforms, along with Cloud, Xbox Game Pass, PC, and Steam. There's no denying it's a massive letdown that a game as hyped And exceptional as Starfield is not available across all platforms. At one point, Starfield was reportedly also in development for PS5. Before Microsoft took over Bethesda and Starfield became an Xbox exclusive title. Back in 2021, Microsoft purchased ZeniMedia, Bethesda's parent company, for $7.5 billion, making the company a subsidiary of Xbox Game Studios. As a result of this, ZeniMedia and Bethesda's future releases are all exclusive to Xbox gaming consoles.
Yeah, Microsoft ain't giving that shit up to PlayStation. Yeah, I don't know, man. I know I'm behind on a lot of shit, but I might have to get the PC too, because at least, I mean, with the PC, you can still use a gaming controller. And that's one of my main things is I don't want to use a mouse and keypad, but everybody's like, bro, you just use a controller. Literally use an Xbox controller or PlayStation controller. So, alright. But, yeah, I don't know if I want to do it quite yet, because I still got my PlayStation 5. Like, if I had the motherfucking PC, I don't know. I feel like, then why would I even have the PlayStation? Like you say, the next generation, man, when they do that shit next time, I'm not buying no consoles no more after this shit. PlayStation 6 or Xbox, whatever you gonna name that shit, man. I might as well just get the PC next time. Alright.
Things could have been completely different.
Yeah, things could have been completely different. 7 Days to Die. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's a whole different realm right there. But like, man, my cousin, he's a hardcore gamer too, and he always says if you don't have PC games, then you're missing out on like a major chunk of the gaming world because there are some games that don't ever come to console. You can only play them on PC, and there's a bunch of good games out there too. But that'd be a learning curve. Like what games are good on PC that I couldn't get on console, or what games are gonna come to PC that I would have normally played on the console. And now it's like what Microsoft trying to do is almost everything. They're just like, look, man, all our games you can just still play them on your PC. Just subscribe to our platform. And that's another business model, and that has me thinking too. This might be Microsoft's last console if they can get all their subscribers just to have their own hardware and just subscribe to their Game Pass and have access to the games through Steam or whatever. Like, why would they need to make another console?
Nothing more powerful than you, making your thing happen, doing business on your terms, making a difference, and loving what you do every single day. When there's nothing holding you back, what would your thing be?
I'm currently out of the office. I'll connect with you after reconnecting with me. Get 1.9% APR for 36 months on most 2023 Cadillac models.
There are forces out there that want to utilize AI to tilt the next election cycle. Is the U.S. government ready to call it out when they see it or defend against it?
Yeah, we're going to be one disaster behind on this one too, I'm sure. Our founding fathers were not fans of direct democracy. The founding design was, look, we'll have different coalitions, we'll come together, we'll come apart, we'll do different things. They never imagined that you'd wind up in these two increasingly polarized tribes.
Most people say, listen, if you're sending people $500 a month, it's going to be used for beer and Netflix.
The challenge is trying to prepare us for abundance in a time when scarcity actually, unfortunately, is the lived experience of many of our fellow Americans and humans.
Hi everybody, Peter Diamandis here with Moonshots. Today we have an incredibly brilliant guest. His name is Andrew Yang. You may know him as the head of the Forward
that's why I keep buying a little bit of NVIDIA stock every time I can.
Election last cycle. He's also
Let me get a little bit of that.
We're going to be talking about two things that are his moonshots. One, how do we fix democracy? And he's got some brilliant ideas, including how do we...
I ain't even check the market today. What the fuck going on? NVIDIA is actually up 0.18% at the close of the market today. I got some Rumble stock. Rumble up a little bit. But I definitely got to keep buying that NVIDIA. That shit gonna come into play.
And how we vote, so you can vote for almost anyone who puts their hands up. Imagine a vote between Mark Cuban and Tony Robbins for president. We're gonna go someplace like that. The other side is universal basic income. You know, as we have technological unemployment, AI and robotics, is UBI a real thing? What does the data show? How do you fund it? All right, join me with Andrew Yang. And if you love conversations like this and want me to bring them to you, please subscribe to this show. It means a lot to me and gives me the fuel to really go out there and bring the smartest, most brilliant moonshot engineers on the planet directly to you. Let's jump into the episode. Everybody, welcome to Moonshots. I'm here with a friend and someone who got a standing ovation at Abundance 360. The first, I'm not sure I want to call you a politician. I want to call you an entrepreneur. I want to call you a change maker in the political realm. Andrew Yang. Andrew, good to see you, my friend.
Oh, great to be here, Peter. And yeah, I'm something of, I dislike the title politician, so I appreciate your exempting me.
Yeah, you're far more than that, and you're a strategist and an innovator, and I'm excited to jump into it. As is usual, before we dive into a show, let me ask you, what is your moonshot?
Most people who sat in the 2020 race remember my moonshot was universal basic income, which is eradicating poverty in our time, and that's still the vision, the goal. But I've now identified that there's an intermediate moonshot, which is fixing American democracy so that it actually can solve meaningful problems effectively. So doing that first, and then hopefully we can turn back to eradicating poverty.
All right, well, let's jump into both of those moonshots. But before we do, I've got a question for you, and it's a conversation I've had going on with a number of AI experts on this podcast, which is the coming U.S. election, 2024, looks like catnip for AI disruptors, for deep fakes, for people who want to get in there and sort of cause trouble. What is your thought about how AI, generative AI, is going to start playing a role in the next 18 months?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big part of this cycle and not in a good way. And I try to explain to folks, look, imagine if the incremental cost of video, an email, a text, an image is zero. And I can make those images or videos.
He ran for president last time around. Andrew Yang, I forgot where he's from, but yeah, he's a tech billionaire too, self-made businessman, and that's why I listen to him, because he's not a career politician. He's young, he's smart, he's made his own money, and I don't know. He's one of the first people I heard start talking about UBIs. I'm like, what the fuck is that? He was like, look, man, this shit about to change everything. Our whole economy gonna change, and you know, the rapid onset of AI is gonna displace a lot of workers. If we don't find a way to get a universal basic income implemented in the next several years, our poverty levels are gonna rise. And he was just, I don't know, I was like, okay. Okay, Andrew Yang, I think you wanted to do something with weed too, yo. I think he was like the last election there was like one or two guys. I think the one guy from New Jersey, Corey, I can't remember that. I can't remember his last name. But the dude from New Jersey was like, look, man, I'm doing away with all this weed shit, man. Take that shit off the fucking drug list, and each state can regulate it however they want. But the shit is not on the federal drug list. And so, like, I was listening to him. I was listening to Booker, Cory Booker. Yeah, that's him. I want a red man to be the president. Yes, I was listening to Cory Booker. I was listening to Andrew Yang, and I was listening to Tulsi Gabbard, the Hawaiian chick. I wonder what she's saying about the Hawaiian fires and all that shit now. But yeah, from that last go around, those were like the three people who I kind of paid attention to. Now this go around, I'm trying to pay attention to Vivek Ramaswamy, motherfucking Robert Kennedy Jr., and of course the Don. I'm trying to lock my man up. What? I think he being reserved. Yo, that's my work wife. I gotta, yo, nigga, you better be treating my bitch right when I ain't around, motherfucker. You know that's my boo now. Yeah, she definitely can get it. Ahsoka, rich white man don't do time. No, he ain't doing no jail time. They just trying to make a mockery out of him. If Hillary Clinton ain't go to jail, If motherfucking Nixon ain't go to jail, if goddamn, if the other Kennedy who killed that girl, if he ain't go to jail, this nigga's not going to jail. And if he do go to, if they really do lock him up, that's how you know the shit is over, man. The game is over, bro. And they'll call that shit justice, and it's not. Because if it is justice, then all the motherfuckers need to be locked up. Pelosi and her husband for inside trading and all that shit. All y'all niggas need to go to jail for every damn thing. So they treating that motherfucker different. He too popular, man. He just too popular. You can't be that popular and not play the game. He don't want to play the same game they playing. And he too popular. So now we gotta do something. See, he really in the limelight, so they just can't kill his ass like they did Epstein. Epstein been making moves, but ain't nobody knew who he was until he got caught that last time. Then everybody like, oh, Epstein. This nigga got an island? What? And so they can kill a motherfucker like that who really move in the shadows and shit. He one of them shadowy motherfuckers. Knock his ass off. Tell him he commit suicide. They can't do that to Trump. They already know Trump too visible. He too out there. You know what I'm saying? Even before he was the president, this motherfucker loved himself. You know what I'm saying? The Apprentice and all that shit. So you can't just knock a motherfucker off like that and think the motherfuckers ain't gonna really investigate that shit. So we can't X this dude. So now, next best thing, see if we can lock this motherfucker up, man. Well, he ain't got no charges. We'll trump up some charges, motherfucker. His name Trump, man. Give him some trumped up charges. Shit. Hush mouth money. Voter tampering. Election fraud. Like, come on, man. Y'all coming up with some dumbass shit. What about January 6th? That wasn't his fault. January 6th wasn't that man's fault. We at opposite ends of the truck special, but we agree he not going to jail. And that's why, bro, they cannot allow him back in there under any means. They can't do it, bro, because he gonna fuck him up. He said he gonna turn over the Fed. He gonna get rid of the FBI. This motherfucker gonna stop listening to the World Health Organization. Yo, this motherfucker's about to change everything. All these institutions need an overhaul. I'm knocking everything down. Vivek Ramaswamy said the same thing. He said, I can't fire all these people, but he says there is nothing against mass layoffs. And Ramaswamy just a Trump clone with brown skin. Because this motherfucker said he gonna get in there and all the people who ain't really doing shit, all y'all niggas laid off. Get the fuck out of here. We don't need you. I'll be out there with you. And then he pulled a no-show. And that man walked across the grounds to the church, man. He went with his Bible to the church. He went out there and he said, if you're going to do, you can have a peaceful march. Is what his words were. A peaceful march. I know y'all mad. I know y'all upset, but let's just, we can have a peaceful march just like Dr. King and them used to do. He ain't say go raid the building and knock police over the head. He ain't say do none of that shit. That motherfucker went full of venom and fire. Let's burn this motherfucker down. He was like, yo, let's have a peaceful march. He said lizards and puppets, all of them. That's the thing, bro. I don't think Trump are puppets, man. It's something about these outliers that come in with their own money, bro. They don't like that shit. Trump ain't had to do politics to get money. This motherfucker ain't had to go to law school and join some secret skull and bones type shit and rub elbows with all these motherfuckers for years until he can be a mayor and then a senator or something or a governor. He ain't did none of that shit, bro. Once again, he don't owe nobody no favors. He don't owe nobody no favors. He not in nobody's pocket. I mean, of course, like when you're campaigning for president and shit, you gotta spend a lot of money so people want to donate to you and all. Man, he don't need that shit. And for a man who don't need none of that shit, bro, he dangerous. He dangerous to them because he can't be puppetized. Now him going in there the first time, he's so ignorant to how things really work and how bad the shit is and how deep the system go. He was in there like, yeah, and believing all these motherfuckers, but over time, like his last year in office, you can tell this motherfucker really ain't like Pence anymore. Before Pence went against his ass, you can tell like he really wasn't fucking with Pence no more. He wasn't fucking with half his fucking cabinet. He changed half his cabinet staff, and close to the end, he wasn't fucking with Dr. Fauci at the end. Like this motherfucker just started realizing. Yeah, Trump, you're a smart man, but these motherfuckers kind of outsmarting you too. So he tried to double down on that shit. As soon as he doubled down on all the shenanigans going on around him, that's when they had to do whatever they did to the election to not get him back in there. I'm so scared to say shit now on YouTube. Damn, I know they listening, bro. What the hell? What the fuck was that?
Life convincing, and they're completely made up and fabricated. Where you saw even recently, there was, I think, a
So Trump or his father owns the contents of the safe. Cause they say that that shit been disappeared Whenever they went in his apartment and found him in there dead, man, that shit. And the FBI went in, and it wasn't like just a safe. Like, they took all his shit out of his apartment. They say that shit was disappeared somewhere. But now I gotta see who owns the contents to Nikola Tesla's safe. Mm-hmm. Sounds like a conspiracy going on. Cause that's the general story that they say. The neighbor reported him dead. They went in there, got the body. FBI came in, took all his files and records, said they were gonna file him away somewhere, and poof, they're gone. All his drawings, his letters, manuscripts, everything. All his personal journal, his notes. And then there was a safe. Never heard about that one. Oh man, I'm getting to the point where I need to put more colors on my palette. But I think instead of doing that, I might wrap it up because I've been hungry for a minute and it's almost 6 o'clock. I've been hungry for a minute. But I held out though. Go wow, I thought I was about to starve to death. But then I just fought the hunger pains like a real man. Just worked my way through it. All right. I think that might be a okay stopping point for right now. Damn. All right, something like that. Not looking too bad for about an hour worth of painting because I talked for damn near an hour about Starfield. Over here fanboying about a game I ain't even got access to right now. For a whole hour. You know what? I can't do that shit tomorrow after work. Tomorrow, we gotta come right in and hit these brushes super hard because I do want to get, like I said, I want to get her skin tone done this weekend. I know I can do it if I don't procrastinate. If I don't sit around and play the game for 6-7 hours, which I probably will after studio time though. After I get out the studio, I'm definitely tomorrow because I really haven't been playing the game that much this week. So we'll see. I can't wait to start working on the braids and putting the highlights on the hair. I know that's gonna be fun. We're just trying to get that shadow on her face and how the braids are making those cool shadows. Mom's skin is looking pretty good over there. Son is looking pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Okay, starting to come through. Starting to show itself a little bit. So let's keep that going. Alright, turn this off. Alright, turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. I guess that's it. Alright guys, I'm definitely about to go grab something to eat. I'm so hungry. Yo, always appreciate the company, man. Checking out the progress on the portraits. Y'all boys be easy. I'll get with y'all next time. Peace. I might stream for a little bit on some Call of Duty. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel after I eat. I'll get with y'all later, man.